Not too long ago, a cosmic shake shook this universe, anybody being unaware of what it was. Not even the news knew what it was. But whatever it was, it happened and it won't be done again. It's the night of June 19th, 2029. A boy named Darwin made a unfortunate mistake of not leaving the Sony Pizzaplex at closing time correctly. Only an hour earlier, the party was starting. The high technology stages light up as Spider-Man, Red, Bomb, and Kitty Mitchell, as all of them appear on stage with their floating bases. The crowd cheered and enjoyed what they saw. It almost sounded like a nightclub in there. All the animatronics dancing and just singing to the instrumental that was blasting in the background. Neon lights light up and everybody had glow sticks. That was until Bomb stood still for 2 seconds, his systems going to hypersleep, and drops to the ground, ruining the whole stage performance and ruining the vibe of everybody and every customer. Cut to an hour later, Bomb wakes up in his stage room, looking into his mirror, questioning what just happened. Why did he malfunction? Why did he fall? He has fully entered safe mode and base mode. I wonder what happened out there. Why I blacked out. My systems seem to be running perfectly, and I don't feel anything or feel bad. My systems shouldn't have malfunctioned then. The animatronic robot bird says as he is very upset he disrupted everybody's mood and destroyed probably the biggest show they had in months. Can you shut up? I'm trying to survive out here, Darwin says, hiding in Bomb's stomach hatch. Who said that? Bomb says as he's startled by the unknown voice coming from nowhere he notices. I'm inside you. Okay, listen. While before you went to go perform, I went into your stomach hatch and saw your whole incident. Darwin spoke inside him. My stomach hatch is not a play area. It is very dangerous. Let me let you out, Bomb says. After Bomb carefully takes Darwin out of his stomach, he takes a look at him and does a research database scan on his eyes. Strange. You have no recorded documents of being here. Not even a little pass. Who are you? Bomb says in an instant. I'm Darwin Alexander Jr. I think me being here was a mistake anyways. If you have no recorded documents on you, then how are you here? Bomb excludes. To be here, you have to have a paid pass. It is not possible to be here without said pass. Unless you're a robber of some sort? Bomb asks. No, I'm not here to rob. I mean, do you see me in a ski mask or anything? Darwin excludes. You got my point, Bomb says. I can escort you out the facility within the next 2 minutes, but we better be quick. Here, I'll open the door and you go use the vent and you can let me out using a key card from the prize corner. Bomb proceeds to open the middle door that is in front of the room, opening the back room where it's basically just a storage unit. As Darwin walks in and examines the room, seeing the recharge system, he spots boxes that lead up to a vent. He climbs on the boxes and enters the vent. Man, for us being in this far in this decade, this is pretty dirty, he exclaims as he crawls through the vents. As Darwin makes his way through the vents, he passes by vents that lead to the other characters' rooms. He sees Katie Mitchell and Red the Angry Bird. Once he gets out, he runs to the nearest prize corner, which is next to the closed entrance to the section. After Darwin winds up and gets the pass, he immediately runs to the hall where Bomb's room is at and unlocks his security door. Good job, kid. I knew you could do it, Bomb says with proudness. Now get in my stomach hatch. You'll be safe there. I can navigate you out of here without anybody else trying to attack you or do something else. As Darwin enters Bomb's stomach hatch again and it closes, Darwin sees Bomb's point of view, sees the little computer thing within his stomach that faces the outer core. So tell me about yourself, kid, Bomb asks as they navigate through. Well, I have divorced parents and things aren't really the best at home, Darwin says as he softly admits the not healthy lifestyle he has. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, Bomb says, but we're almost to the exit. We just gotta keep still and make sure nobody compromises my mission to get you out of here, Bomb says. Why do you word it like that? Like, we're just going quickly. Wait, why are we going this route? Darwin says as Bomb goes down some stairs. Well, Darwin, you see, when it's late and it's about to close, we usually seal off the big areas, the most important areas, except for the front, but obviously that's for people to get out. But for populated areas and the areas where everybody and the main attractions are going to be, we seal those off pretty much just to get the message across that you're not supposed to be here for long. You're supposed to leave. I don't know why you're still here. Bomb chuckles. Yeah, you're right. Darwin smirks. Darwin slowly takes his attention back to the ice cream pad and sees that they're underground now. Hey, Bomb, what is this area? Darwin asks with concern. These tunnels were made for employees to access the other rooms very quickly in other big areas of the Pizzaplex. So we won't have to travel miles, he says sarcastically. You see, customers aren't usually allowed down here, but you have a unique case on your hand, Bomb says as they continue to walk. As they continue to walk through the other underground parts of the pizzeria, Bomb suddenly stops. I feel you're bleeding. I will take you to the first aid station, Bomb says as he quickly detours and runs to the nearest first aid station. No, I don't need. Let's get back on track, Darwin says as he wasn't expecting this. Bomb runs upstairs, a few stairs, and finds the first aid station. It gets Darwin out of his stomach hatch, and Darwin runs to the first aid station hearing footsteps. The immediate second Darwin saw that red, glossy texture on that endoskeleton, he could tell it was not going to be pretty cool what happened next. Spider-Man would come out of the corner and face directly at Bomb. His expression was unreadable, since he didn't have any faceplates, but just a mask as the texture. What are you doing back here? Spoke the webhead. I was just looking at some stuff, Bomb chuckled back. You know we're supposed to be shut down now. It's close in a few minutes. The kid is somewhere around here. Tell me if you see anything about a little black child. And from the others, don't lie, or you'll know what's next. Spider-Man then proceeded to leave the area. My goodness, what was his problem? Darwin said once he got out of the station. He's a little bit off the crack pipe. I'll explain on the way. As Bomb opens his chest plate, making Darwin enter it back in. Right when the both of them are on the turnaround corner, Bomb starts to malfunction and kick Darwin out of his stomach. Yeah, sorry about that. My battery's running low, he says before sprinting right to the next recharge station and going in as the lights glow up. So I have to go out there alone, Darwin said. Well, you better hurry up. There's only one more minute before closing, Bomb says as Darwin quickly sprints. Reaching to the main lobby, as he runs to the exit, the gates shut down and an announcement plays around the area. Sony Pizzaplex has officially closed its doors tonight. Come back soon tomorrow. Great, now I'm stuck here for the next few hours trying to escape from here. Is there any way I can get out of here, Bomb? From what I'm able to have access to, it doesn't look like I can open any doors or any other entrances. Looks like you'll have to be here for the meanwhile until daylight. You want me to survive in all of this? I won't even survive 5 seconds. I'm only 13. I don't even have a weapon. What do you expect me to do around here, Bomb? Just try not to draw attention to yourself. My friends are very durable and have very much been given advanced agility throughout our years here. We've only been operational for amount of 2 years, and we've been giving a lot of upgrades, or at least to them. I don't really get the upgrades. Bombs is communicating. Darwin runs to look at the main lobby where the big statue is and all of its golden glory of Spider-Man. Wow, Bomb. I'm surprised you guys haven't added K-pop demon hunters to this place yet. Darwin excludes. Darwin slowly walks into the main lobby where on some ticket counters he can see a seems to be decapitated costume hanging on wood metal. It's round and yellow with hair. It has two eyes with a mouth. Darwin doesn't know what it is, but all he needed to know that it was a big flop. Darwin proceeds to enter the main lobby and dodge the bots monitoring, patrolling the area. He runs up staircases and stairs and runs into four photo booths in the same area. Bomb, this is a pretty big place. I wonder how this company, how your guys' company, how Sony even got the opportunity to make this place. How much budget does this go into? Like, what, $8 billion, $7 billion? Bomb chimes in saying, the exact price we aren't fully sure. We assumed it's around 600 billion, but that's just what YouTube says. Darwin proceeds to take one of the elevators that are near the photo booths and takes to the main level. And once he arrives at the level and walks onto the platform, he sees all of it. At least 26 party tables on the main lane. The big high-tech stage with circled cylinders and totally levitating plates on top of it. Glowing neon lights. It was a beautiful place. And totally where every kid would have fun during the weekends. And that was not taking into account to the amount of food that was right below him on that floor. I should probably try to find a phone of some sorts, Darwin says before he starts running all over the place trying to find something. And by running, he goes up to the next floor via the stairs just to find no phones. If anything, Darwin remembers that there isn't any other phones besides the ticket concession stand. But at the same time, there's no employees to go through the window or unlock the door, meaning basically the only two phones that were next to him or offered to him were basically inaccessible to his reach. This frustrated and made the little boy panic, noticing how he didn't have any reach for the outside world, could even call the cops if he wanted to. Bomb, you guys seriously have the worst design for any place. Like, why isn't there even an emergency or, I don't know, a freaking first aid kit somewhere around here? I mean, besides the stations, why can't I access these phones? There should be phones around here just in case of a very fatal emergency going on sometime in this place. Darwin asked Bomb. Bomb responded saying, that's just how it is. Company doesn't really believe in safety long as the money is getting put into their accounts. Well, that sounds a little actual evil, doesn't it? Darwin says. Darwin continues saying, usually when you hear companies say that they're evil, like online or some sort of YouTube video, it's just like they just didn't give you money for a lawsuit or anything. But now, like, they're not taking care of in safety at all? He questions. Bomb responds saying, yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's just how they like to run things around here. It's not my call. Darwin then proceeds to walk into the main lane where photo booths were across the corners of the area and where all at least 26 party tables were set out. Before he knew it, he heard metal footsteps coming around his area. He quickly hid in one of the photo booths. And as he realized, at least two more metal stomps appeared. Tuh, tuh, tuh. Each one moved at a different position. Each one made a different sound. It was the animatronics, or at least most of them, he thought. He peeked under the curtain, one of the curtains for the photo booth, and saw what he thought he saw. The feet of Katie Mitchell, the feet of Red, and the feet of Spider-Man. You will do as I say. All of you will bring me what I want. And if you fail me, both of you burn! The spider screamed. Nothing but obedience right after. Two of the other animatronics agreed to him, promised that they'll bring him what he wants when they can. They'll try, hunt the boy down. Two of them scattered as the spider went on stage, pressed a button, and proceeded to go down. Darwin wasn't sure what location the animatronic was going to, but long as he was out of his sight, that's all he was worried about. But now Darwin had bigger fish to fry. Two high technology animatronics after him, and probably another one he isn't aware of. He tried to contact Bomb, but Bomb's ratings will not go on, causing him not to send another voice chip. So Darwin grabbed a flashlight that he found in the booth and made his way. Yeah, I'm never coming back here next time, Darwin said as he made his way through some rooms. The little boy was made aware that he could not stand up to these animatronics, or at least in the traditional brawl sense. These animatronics were high technology, hard metal, and some made out of iron. Some of these robots were already capable of moving at Mach 5 speeds, something that he couldn't even achieve. Darwin quickly had to make an idea on how to defend himself against these animatronics, because again, fighting them in the traditional sense will not pan out correctly. So he made a plan to destroy as many animatronics as he could. Hey, Bomb, do you come in? Darwin asked into his watch, hoping for Bomb to respond. Yeah, I'm here. I'm fully recharged. What's going on? What's your status right now? Bomb asked. I think I gotta take out your friends. They don't seem to like me at all. Bomb froze the second he spoke. You want to hurt my friends? But I want to help you. I think they want to help you too. I don't think they want to hurt you. Yes, Spidey is not the nicest tool in the shed, but I don't think he's capable of hurting people. Bomb responded with unclarity within his head. Darwin spoke again. I literally caught your friends scheming to get me. Probably execute me if anything. Probably squishing me. I don't know what they want or what that spider even wants. But from what I understand, in that glowing red eyes that Katie and Spidey has, I don't think they want a birthday party with me. And Bomb, you're gonna have to at least help me at some points. I can't fully do this alone. I know how strong you and your friends are, but I'm just a regular middle school kid. I won't be able to take these guys down by myself. I apologize sincerely, Darwin, but I'm not sure if I feel very comfortable fighting against my friends unless you have concrete proof to me that they really are trying to do something bad, trying to hurt you. I don't think I want to do that. Bomb spoke before Darwin quickly snatched back. Okay, fine then. I'll message you when I need you. Darwin then proceeded to close his tab out and started to look for some sort of weapon. Darwin looked around his area and seen that there's no weapons nearby that he can choose. He would have to look for something and look. There's nothing to defend myself here. It's just food stands and concessions. Where can I at least find a stick around here? Darwin said before he started sprinting, but being quiet, as the bots were still around monitoring the place. He was easily able to run besides them, but he couldn't get caught by their flashlights. Once he eventually returned to the main lobby lane and went into one of the guard rooms. One of the rooms where there was a lot of cameras and had pretty much access to a lot of the cameras in this huge building. He noticed a black thing on the table. It was rectangle shaped. It was a tape. It had a duct tape that said record 1 underscore construction. What company still uses tapes? We're in the late 2020s. This technology is irrelevant, he thought to himself, seeing how unprofessional this was for a company that has billions and billions of dollars, even off of just films and video games. I probably shouldn't touch this. This probably has something I don't want to see, Darwin says as he puts the tape back down. He then gets the idea to dismantle all of Bomb's friends. Darwin recognizes how risky this is for him and Bomb's interactionship or situationship at all, but does note that this will be the only way he returns safe to home, and maybe, just maybe, stops this missing disappearances. Darwin gets the idea to get rid of Katie first, since she kinda is emotional support to the other animatronics. She would be the most vulnerable and the most easy to be knocked out by chance if his plan goes successfully. Darwin finds a bat and later travels to Katie's filmmaking room. Katie's filmmaking room was a room where she would make her feature-length films as displayed in the 2021 film. And in this room, she would have cameras and costumes for people to put up. Darwin thought the idea was very unhinged for no particular reason, besides the fact that he had a hatred for the film. Darwin proceeded to make his way up to the floor where Katie's film room was located at. To be precise, he had to make sure that it was on the floor where the main electronic stage was at. And just like he guessed, it indeed was there. Darwin did note to himself that even with this weapon that he had, fighting these things off would be a near impossible task for him as a single little kid to do. Sure, Katie is very fragile and the least durable out of the other animatronics, but she is still a big metal thing that would be a little bit hard to be taken care of. Darwin then soon entered Katie's filmmaking room and made quick work of Katie pretty much. Katie pretty much had no defenses or offenses or anything. Katie was pretty much not a combatant person or animatronic within the case. Katie struggled to even land a hit with Darwin, even though she did have the upper hand within her really fast speed. She could not land a hit. After destroying Katie, Darwin knew that the next animatronic he would have to take down would be the very angry and very tough Red Angry Bird. He knew that Red obviously had an anger outburst, and he still questioned, especially critics that visit the Pizzaplex would still have questionable thoughts on why the Red Angry Bird was able or allowed to have very frustrated feelings, especially during around young children. To build the courage a few hours later, Darwin then made his way to Red's Angry Nest section. He went up to the top of the balcony where the stairs are and pretty much where all the catwalks were at. He knew Red would be here any minute, especially knowing Spider-Man's warning from earlier. Before he knew it, Red spotted him. Red jumped off the ceiling and landed right on the catwalk. "You made a bad choice coming here," Red said, before starting to chase the child. Darwin sprinted for his life. Darwin ran in circles or squares, ran around. He knew if he let this thing catch him, it would be game over. But this is Darwin's problem. He had no plan. He was going to attack Red, but he pretty much knew that the bat would not be able to do anything to the Red bird. After running in circles for a little while and Red getting just more furious and angry, he spotted something at one of the edges of the catwalks. A button with a hand sign on it. And once Darwin went into the right position and pressed his hand on it, buckets came down. Red was approaching him right in front of him, grinning, growling. Before a pile of eggs jumped on him, he tried to catch them all. But it was no use. Too much eggs came from the ceiling, causing the catwalk for him to be standing on to break, causing him to fall. Red screamed as he fell down. As he hit other stuff, his body split in half. He landed the floor heavily damaged. His mind, still conscious. But was he fully in contact? Darwin quickly made it down to see the destroyed bird in a very terrible condition. Darwin smiled, knowing how he won't be able to hurt him anymore. Hours later, Darwin runs and makes back contact with Bomb. Hey Bomb, are you good? Yes, I'm good. My charge is finally back up. I can't believe it took hours to do that, actually. Good. Darwin then jumps into Bomb's cavity chest. Hey, I have a question. Have you heard of my friends? Because, well, I haven't been hearing noises from them since I let you get out of me. Oh, they're fine. They're probably somewhere. I don't know. But why should we worry about them? Oh, because they're gonna hurt you, I think? Bomb says. I don't know why they even want to do that. 'Cause I want to help you, Bomb says. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I don't know why they want to hurt me, Darwin says, with ease conscience. Right at the beginning hour of 5 a.m., the building shuts down. Lights go off. Everything has a very dreamy sleep atmosphere. Nobody knew what it was. Darwin had no clue why did the whole building go out like this. He tried to figure it out, but their attempts of thinking and logical reasoning was to a failure. All of a sudden, Darwin got a message in his watch. He quickly checked it and played a voice clip from Spider-Man. You kid, come meet me in the blast section. Bomb then spoke up. Darwin, I have a question. Do you know what this is about? Why is Spidey furious, especially at you? I mean, I didn't get any announcement from him or anything like that. He's not usually like this, even though he does have a very tonal voice. I don't know, Bomb, but I think we should meet him at the blast. And we had a taser. We had a freaking blast section this entire time, Darwin said with confusion, as he does have dementia but doesn't remember anything from the laser tag section. We always had a laser tag section, superstar. How do you not remember? Bomb says. But we might as well make our way to Spidey. He does not like it when we're late. Darwin nods, sweating a little, knowing what he did and knowing how Spider-Man probably found out. We cut to 20 minutes later, and Bomb enters the Faster Blast at the high area where he spots Spider-Man. But here's the thing. Spider-Man's eyes were redder than usual. Bomb. Do you know what this means? Spidey, why are you acting like this? Bomb says. You're a kid. Got everybody in the group deceased. Why would you let him roam around here? I warned you to get him out of here. And now you will face the consequences of your actions. Spider-Man then proceeded to summon bots and approached Bomb at fast speeds. Bomb then spoke to Darwin. Go try to dismantle him. There's a controller in his room where he's in right now, and those will be used to dismember him. I hate that I'll have to do that. You'll have to do this, but it's the only way. Darwin then nods and speeds off. Before Bomb could even land a punch on one of the bots, boss from behind him pushed him and threw him off the balcony, crash landing on the hard steel mat floor before more bots went to him, dismembering him, throwing his limbs, causing him to scream, curdling scream, pain. Darwin sprinted to the room, trying to reach it fast. Darwin panted as he kept sprinting through bots that had messed up looking faces and Spider-Man spider imageries painted on walls, anything he could think of. His watch then rumbled. "Bomb, is that you?" "Superstar, they have gotten rid of me. I'm gonna need you to dismember Spidey. He is clearly unstable. Please do this for the Lord of us." Bomb then cuts out, his final message going through. Darwin sprinted to the catwalk on top, the tallest catwalk, farthest from platforming ground. And when he reached, Spider-Man appeared out of the room. "You think you can get away with this? You think you can manipulate me? Now look, you got your friend dead. Now what are you gonna do?" "I'll fight," Darwin said. As Darwin then threw a rock he was keeping in his pocket into some gasoline tanks, 3 of them landing on the catwalk where Spidey was, causing him to catch on fire, all of the gasoline lighting on fire on top of him. He screamed in pain, his skin deteriorating, but he wasn't done yet. But before he could do anything, the catwalk failed on him and dropped right to the ground, making the loudest noise that can be heard across the Pizzaplex and a little bit of the outside of the building. But also before he knew it, Darwin saw the fire spread. It was spreading. And if he didn't do anything quick or leave, he was going to be dead along with his rest of his friend. Before he knew it, Darwin sprinted out of the building. Pieces collapsing. Attractions collapsing. Everything looking like an earthquake was happening. And with that, Darwin escaped. Mere seconds before being crushed. Only minutes later, paramedics and police arrived to the building, seeing everything collapsed. Paramedics took Darwin in for questioning, especially by the cops. "Well, looks like we're never doing this again," an employee of Sony said after they ended the construction. 2 months later, Sony Entertainment filed for bankruptcy, causing no more films, no more movies, no more TV shows to ever be made, or any video game to be made by Sony ever again. After hearing Sony's bankruptcy on the news by Darwin, Darwin then said this: "Well, it was more like a horrorland than a pizzaplex." Wow, that just happened. That that's complete. Surprisingly, I thought that would never happen. Well, since that's completed and I don't have any more stories planned, and everybody's universe seems to be chill now, what does that leave me? I mean, everything's sorted out. There's no more villains here in Purgatory. All the villains are either dead or just back where they should be. I have all of this power. I can create more universes though, but I kind of just don't feel like it. I don't remember buying this guy. Well, I have nothing else better to do now. Man, it's actually completed, kinda. Well, I get time to get some shut-eye. We'll see what happens next. Or what I'll do next.